So students, today in this session of Ccsp, we are going to discuss the chapter number 3, which is the debentures. So let's clear the meaning of this topic, which says in today's modern times when joint stock companies need capital for a long time period, they issue shares or debentures to raise the capital. As we know that in accounting concepts, sometimes we get through the concepts that whenever a company is in the need of the long term funds, it issues the shares, and share capital is considered to be a capital where shareholders are known as the real owners of the business. Now, debentures, whenever they are issuing, it is a condition made between the debenture holders and the company that in the future the company will return the amount of the debenture, will return or redeem the amount of the debenture whenever it is said so in the condition, like for example 10 years redeemable. So it's a debt whenever a company is issuing the debentures, and whenever it is done and debentures are issued, the company is raising the capital, and basically it is a kind of the long term capital. Now debentures means the borrowed capital. Debentures are considered to be the borrowed capital. Debenture holders are considered to be the creditors. And so, debenture is a document issued under the common seal of the company for raising debt and acknowledging the debt. And whenever debentures are issued, it is said that it is a document under the common seal of the company. Like the company's name is ABC Limited, the debentures are issued under the seal of ABC Limited Private Limited. And for raising debt and acknowledging the debt, the company, whenever it is raising the debt and it is acknowledged by the company, it is issuing the debentures. The interest on debt raised through debenture is paid at a predetermined rate. And whenever the debentures are issued, of course, in return, something should be given to the debenture holders. And this is known as the interest. Shareholders get the dividend, but at the same time, debenture holders are getting the interest for a particular rate of interest. Let's take an example. If a company is issuing the debentures, then it must add the word 5% or 10% redeemable debentures. Now, what is the percentage which is showing in front of the debentures we are adding is the 5 and 10% is basically known as the interest of the debentures. And it is paid always at a predetermined rate at a predetermined time whenever a company decides it. For this, companies create a floating charge on the assets of the company. Now, whenever the debentures are issued, when the interest is paid to the debenture holders, the company cannot pay it by itself only. It creates a charge on its assets. Now, this charge is a floating charge, and from that charge, the company should pay the debenture holders the interest which is mentioned in the document prior to that. Let's read the definition of debentures. It says that the term debenture is derived from the Latin word deber, means debt, and the basic meaning of the debentures is the deber, which means a debt acquiring. It is a contract between the company and the debenture holders that at a prescribed rate the company will go to pay the interest to the debenture holders, and basically it is known as the debt capital of the company. Thus, it can be said that debenture is a document denoting debt of the company. Now, basically, debt is considered whenever we are borrowing some money from the outsiders, and likewise, we are doing the same with the debentures. We are borrowing some of the capital from the debenture holders, and whenever we are borrowing, the debenture holders are considered to be the creditors in future. We have to return that payment, whatever we are acquiring now, and currently whatever we are taking from them. Now let's read the definition which is given by Sir Francis Palmer. Debenture is a type of document issued under the common seal of the company acknowledging the debt. Now basically it is a type of document issued under the common seal of the company, and it should be acknowledged by the debt. And whenever I have said in prior also that it's a document which is given to the debenture holder, the common seal is affixed, like the company's name is ABC Limited, it must mention the ABC Limited onto the document so that we can recognize that this is the document of the debenture holder which is issued by the ABC Company Limited. Now, it's a document containing an acknowledgement of indebtedness. Whenever the company is issuing the debentures, it must show that it is indebted towards the debenture holders, and due to their efforts they have trusted to the company and invested their money in form of the debentures. And it is issued under the common seal, as we have discussed, and giving an undertaking to repay the debt at a specified rate at the option of the company, and in the meantime to pay the interest thereon at a fixed and at intervals shared in the stated in the debentures. Now, debenture holder document, whatever he is getting, it's not only a document which is showing that how many number of the debentures are holded by the debenture holder, but over and above it shows all the details which is considered to be a part of the information, like when the debenture should be redeemed, what the interest rate it should carry, etc. details. Now, it's a document issued under the common seal of the company. These are some of the characteristics which are given, which is stated under the title 125, and it is issued under the common seal. Of course, we have seen that without the seal we cannot recognize that which company has offered the debentures or issued the debentures. Number second says acknowledging the debt of a specific amount. So the debenture document consisting the amount which is to be issued to the debenture holder. The third one says in which till the principal amount is repaid, and whatever the amount is acquired by the company with the debenture holders, it must state the period, and within that specified time period it should be repaid. Fourth one is interest at specified rate is payable under the contract, and under one such contract is made, as we have stated, that common seal and the sign of the debenture holder should be taken. It should bear all the information necessary which is to be given, and whatever the time period is, it should be payable, and until then the contract should be considered as a valid. And fifth one says a charge is created on the assets of the company. A charge must be created on the assets of the company, in the sense we have seen that a floating charge is created on the assets so that the debenture holders can get the money, and whenever the company fails to pay them the money, the company has to sell the assets and realize some of the amount, and they have to be redeemed to the debenture holders. Now, debenture is a document. We have seen 5 characteristics it consists. Now, thus joint stock companies established under the Companies Act issued debentures for long-term capital requirement. Joint stock company, whenever it is in the need of the long-term capital requirement, it always issues the debentures, and it can be redeemed after a fixed period, as we have stated, after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. A relationship of debtor and creditor is created between the company and the debenture holders, and debenture holders are the creditors, whereas the company is known as the. Thus, a relation of debtor and creditor establishes between the both parties. The debenture holder does not get a right to vote in the company, and he cannot participate in the management of the company. Now, the real owners we have discussed in prior one of the chapter are the shareholders, and basically those are holding the equity shares are the real owners. So in terms of the dividend, when they are not getting the advantage, they are getting the advantage in terms of the management, they are having the voting right. We are talking about the shareholders. Like in the same case, the debenture holders are not getting any kind of the voting rights, but debenture holders can appoint in debentures trustee to safeguard their interests. Now, to protect the interest, whenever there is a matter of money, there must be a trust, and that trust should be made between the debenture holders. A trust should be made so that the interest of the debenture holders should be protected. When the company goes into liquidation, and these are paid their money on priority based by selling the assets of the company, and when the company, once it will go into liquidation, the debenture holders are paid first, because these are known as the creditors, and later on the preference and the equity shareholders are paid. So this is the meaning basically we have clarified today. In our next one of the session, we'll see another types of the debentures, how the company is issuing. So thank you for watching the video, students. Have a nice day to all.